Listen, y'all, you are very advanced spiritually, and you are not gullible, and you're able to see the truth through the illusion, all right? You could have realized recently something that was very profound, all right? You could have figured out some sort of truth or recognized some sort of truth of some sort. You could have been researching into something further, thinking about something more, really just looking at a situation deeper, so to say. All right. And you could have gained some sort of wisdom or some sort of knowledge. You all may have used your spiritual gifts in a way that was very, very beneficial for you. And it helped you to figure out the solution to a situation of some sort. Or it could have helped you figure out some sort of knowledge that you were trying to gain. And for some of you all, this could have something to do with how you deal with a situation of some sort with an individual or with a group of people, or how to solve a problem of some sort, all right? However you dealt with this situation, it was very, very, very powerful and very beneficial for you, all right? You did something in the correct way. For some of you all, there could have been an individual that was trying to get you to do something that was not in your best interest, or that would not make you look good in the perspectives of others. For some of you all, they could have been trying to get you to self-sabotage somehow, but you did not self-sabotage, all right? You may have some sort of spiritual gifts or abilities that are increasing or have increased tremendously recently. And it has a lot to do with you being real careful about how you're spending your time, your effort, and your energy, what you're allowing to get your attention, what you're allowing yourself to focus on. You're also doing really well at making sure that you keep yourself in states of being that really are beneficial for you, that are good for you, that are not dragging you down, that are not causing you to feel hopeless or to see things as not good for you, right? And for some of you all, there was an individual or a group of people that were hoping that you would not be able to keep your emotions stable in a situation, or they were hoping that you would do something out of emotional an emotional reaction of some sort. They were hoping that you wouldn't use this powerful knowledge or wisdom that you have to deal with a situation accordingly. Possibly because these individuals were trying to make you look bad, or were trying to make you do something that was not in your best interest. But you're really, really good at reading energy. So for some of y'all, you could have recognized that an individual that was acting like they were really for you, you could have recognized that they weren't for you, because they could have been giving you some sort of advice of some sort, or they could have been trying to act like they were giving you some sort of valuable information, but they knew that it was a lie. So it's almost like they were hoping that you would use that knowledge or that information to make the wrong choice or decision of some sort, or to go and share it with other individuals, only to then be proven wrong, or to be proven like you don't know something, or that it's false. It's almost like an individual could have been trying to share some sort of gossip with you, knowing that it wasn't true, in hopes that you would go spread it so that you would look bad, type of thing. It's like something like that. That's really wild. But you are very spiritually advanced, and you could have recognized that before the individual even got the chance to attempt to do it, or you could have known that that's why an individual was interacting with you, or engaging with you, or trying to share some sort of knowledge or wisdom or information with you. And so you were able to deal with the situation accordingly. That's wild, y'all. For some of y'all, this individual could have been intentionally trying to lie to you in hopes that you would do something based off of your reaction to that lie if you thought that it was true. So, an example, they could have lied and said that somebody said something about you that they never did, in hopes that you would either stop being cool with that individual, or that you would end up going off on that individual, or whatever the case may be. But you're not gullible, and you're able to see the truth of an illusion of some sort. You're very, very spiritually advanced. All right. For some of you all, these individuals could have been trying to convince you not to do something that was actually in your best interest. All right. But you're able to trust yourself. You were able to put yourself first, or you were able to follow your own intuition. All right. Some of you all, you're really good at not needing other individuals to make you feel good about yourself, or to make you feel like you're doing the right thing, or that you're correct in a situation of some sort. Because you're very wise, you're very intelligent, so you know whether or not you're doing something good, or if you're doing something bad, or if you're gonna do something that's probably not in your best interest or not, right? Some of you all, you could have been going through some sort of spiritual training of some sort recently, that the divine could have been taking you through, or that the universe could have been allowing you to go through, because it's helping you to be strong enough, or wise enough, or intelligent enough to deal with the next phases of your journey. All right. There's something significant about something that you've been researching recently, or that you've learned about recently. Some of y'all, it has to do with spirituality or religion, or maybe you could be studying different religions, different perspectives and views, or the ancient arts of some sort, like the ancient spiritual practices, spiritual arts. Maybe you're really into how the ancients saw the earth, or saw the universe. All right. Or maybe you're interested in how they were able to overcome and deal with very difficult situations. Or you could be studying other individuals. They don't have to be the ancients. It could be, maybe you like to study prominent figures, or whatever the case may be. But this knowledge, or this wisdom that you've gained, is very profound, is very beneficial, and it's helping you to become very, 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 very successful in accomplishing your goals. Or at the very least, it would help you. All right. Some of you all could have had, you could be seeing the world from very fresh perspectives. It's almost like something recently happened or occurred that made you recognize more of your true power, more of your gifts and abilities, more of what is actually going on in a situation, or who is involved in a situation, or why something happened, or why somebody could have said something to you, or said something to another individual, or something that was going on. All right. Some of you all, this information, or this wisdom that you gained, has helped you to become better. It has helped you to become more happier. And some individuals have seen this change in you, or they've seen you improve, and they really love this for you. They're really happy for you. They love your energy. Some of you all could have recognized recently, if you were hoping that another individual would do the right thing, or that they would help out in a situation of some sort, or that, that they would hold up to some sort of deal they said that they would hold up to. You could be recognizing that you have to rely on yourself, or you have to, like, you are the key to your own happiness, so to say. So you're the one that's going to have to fix a situation, or solve a situation, or you were able to solve a problem of some sort on your own, or you could have gained some sort of knowledge or wisdom because you recognize that another individual wouldn't do it or wouldn't be able to do it, or something like that. Okay? But it looks like you're definitely seeing yourself as more valuable, more worthy, and more trustworthy. It's almost like you're putting your views, your perspectives, your beliefs over another individual's, or like you're seeing yourself, like you've gained some sort of newfound more trust in your own intuition or your own inner knowing, or you're more trusting your own gifts or abilities of some sort. Like you could be recognizing that you are capable of doing something. Maybe you thought you needed someone or needed another individual or needed something, but you recognize that you actually can do it yourself, or you're actually more effective at something than something else is, or than another individual is, or something like that. But really that was actually what was meant to happen all along, but maybe you had to go through that process of some sort to recognize this or realize this, that you're actually way more knowledgeable about something than you thought, or you're way more effective at something, or you're way better at something than another individual is, or something like that. Okay? Some of y'all could be recognizing you may have thought that you weren't as loved as you actually are, or you may have thought that you weren't as appreciated or as valued or as seen as you actually are. Wow. Because for some of you all, maybe an individual could have let you know, hey, they see you, you doing awesome, they respect you, or they value what it is that you're doing, or something like that. Okay? Some of y'all, this individual could have been hoping that you would trust them over yourself, or that you would listen to them over your intuition, or something like that. But you should definitely be proud of some sort of choice or decision that you made, because it was the correct way to deal with something. Some of y'all could have recognized that an individual or a situation was a lot more wild than it seemed. Your creative gifts and abilities are very profound. They're very powerful. And I see that you have been using them in the right ways, or that's what you're more focused on, is making sure that you're using your gifts and abilities in the correct ways or in the correct situations. And you could also have recognized that you did something in the correct way, or you did something right. And you're proud of this choice or this decision that you made, or you'll be proud of it. Okay? Or somebody's proud of you, proud of your choices and your decisions. Okay? You're doing what you can with what you have. You're not giving up on yourself. You're not making excuses. You're not complaining. Wow. So some of you all could have got better at, taking care of your responsibilities and getting the things done that you want to get done or that you want to accomplish. Some of you all have become better at planning. Okay? Maybe a situation when you first started, or you first started doing it, it was kind of like chaotic a little bit, or you didn't really know which, it was new, so to say. But it looks like you're getting better at it, or you will get a lot better at it. You're going to figure it out, or you're going to recognize that you can do it, have faith in yourself, or you're recognizing that something actually will work, or it does work, or you found a way to make something work. Okay? And it's actually way more successful than you thought it would be. For some of you all, this could have something to do with how you spend your time or your energy. Maybe you're getting better at, again, using your time, effort, and energy in the correct ways or in the right ways. All right? Because for some of you all, maybe you worked a lot, an example. Maybe you worked a lot, and you want to use your time, effort, and energy towards something else as well. You're getting better at being able to do both things. Okay? Or maybe you want to be able to socialize and spend time with others, but also do the other things that you love to do. Because some of you all, you like art. You like to create art or make art. Or art is like very important to you or very valuable to you. Or researching. Maybe you like to read a lot. Maybe you like to research, study. Some of you all could have gained some sort of leadership role or position recently. All right. So for some of you all, this could be maybe you created your own business or you're managing your own business of some sort. Others of you, maybe you got a raise at your job or something like that. Maybe you moved up to a managerial position of some sort, or you gained more responsibilities at your job or something like that. Some of you all, this is just everyday, everyday life type of situations. Maybe you're more in control of something, or you are the one that is more responsible for something in a situation. And it looks like you're leading with integrity. So some of y'all have become a leader, or you have taken more of a leadership role or position of some sort. And you're doing it in the correct way. You're doing it in a righteous way. Okay? You're leading with integrity. So it's almost like some of y'all could have been wondering if you were doing the right thing or if you were going about something the right way. And you're getting some sort of like information or knowledge or guidance from the universe letting you know, no, you are doing things the right way. You are doing things the correct way. So you could be also doing things that make yourself happy instead of looking towards others to fulfill this happiness for you. Because for some of y'all, you could have recognized that other individuals, as much as they say that they're going to look out for you or they're going to be there for you, sometimes they just got their own thing going on and they got, and so you've become better at making yourself happy, right? Some of y'all, it's maybe you used to not do certain things because you didn't want to take time from other individuals, or you didn't want someone or people to think that, you don't care for them, or you didn't want to seem like you weren't, an example, leading with integrity of some sort, but you're doing something that makes yourself very happy and it's very beneficial. And part of it is by not relying too much on others. Okay, so again, like I said, for some of y'all, you could have thought you needed an individual, or you could have thought you needed something, or you could have thought you needed something, but you're actually better than that thing, or something that you can do, or you got going on, or you're more effective, or you're more better than something, or you didn't need it. So I see that you're definitely able to keep yourself in a good vibe, so to say, a good mood, a good, perspectives, outlooks, and views on what you're going through, what you're dealing with, what's happening, what's going on in the world, especially nowadays, with all the stuff that's happening in the world, right? When individuals are trying very much so to distract people and keep people focused on things they shouldn't be focused on, or to keep people believing things that they shouldn't be believing, or whatever the case may be. You're doing really good not to allow the crazy stuff that's going on in the world to get to you, or to bring you down, or you're not allowing that stuff to bring you down. You're staying in a good, like, you're in a great position. Let's just say it like that. All right. So some of y'all could have found a better way to make more money, or you could have found a side hustle of some sort, or you're doing really, you're seeing the fruits of your labor, or you'll be able to see the fruits of your labor from what it is that you're doing very quickly. Something is a quick profit of some sort that you're making. You're doing something really quickly, or you're benefiting financially from something that you're recognizing was a good investment. So some of y'all, it's a business that you started. Some of y'all, you're recognizing that maybe your time, effort, and energy that you were putting into something is allowing you to move up in the ranks, so to say, quicker. An example, maybe you are got a manager position quicker than most people do. You know, it's something like that. Okay, something that you're doing, you're really good at, and you're doing the correct thing, or you're doing something the correct way. All right. A lot of this also has to do with the things that you tell yourself, right? So again, you may have recognized more of how powerful you are, how gifted you are at something, or how talented you are, or you know, that you actually have the ability to achieve some sort of major goal or something that you want. And so you're recognizing more of how you are. You're recognizing more of how important it is to give yourself very beneficial talks. You know, when you're talking to yourself, you don't, you know, tear yourself down. You build yourself up, you know. So you have some way that you're handling the situation is really, really prosperous and valuable for you. All right. Or at the very least, it has the potential to become that, you know. So listening to your intuition helped you succeed in some way or another. Okay. You're doing what you can when you can. It's like you're not making excuses for yourself when you can make excuses. And that's one of the things that really allows you, for some of y'all, to become more successful quicker than others, because you don't allow yourself excuses, and you're very particular and focused about, again, how you spend your time, effort, and energy. You know, some of y'all, you have a very beneficial wake up routine, or some sort of routine that you do to wake up in the morning is very powerful. Some of y'all have been waking up more recently, more happier, more energized, because you've made it through some sort of phase of some sort. Or, you know, for some of y'all, again, you could have been initiating something. Okay, so an example, you could have been creating something, or doing something new, or adding some sort of other routine into your life, or into your daily, you know, processes. Some of you all, you could have created a new product of some sort. Some of y'all may have been working overtime recently at the job. Some of y'all, maybe you've had to study more for an exam or a test, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Okay. And so now you're in this phase where you're able to start to become more happy and more energized, or you've gotten used to this level of work that you have to put into something. High functioning. Yeah, so you gain some sort of wisdom or some sort of knowledge of some sort that's really helping you. Okay, something could be helping you spiritually. All right, something has helped you spiritually. And so that could have had major improvements in your day-to-day life and in the things that you do. It's helped you to be able to become more lively, more energized, more happy. Some of y'all could be meeting new people who value you, who see the value in you, who appreciate you. Some of y'all might have some individuals curious about what it is that you've been doing, because maybe you haven't been talking a lot about it, or you haven't been telling people a lot about what you have going on. Or maybe that's something that you changed. Maybe you stopped telling people everything you had going on because you recognize some individuals aren't really for you. They could be just trying to find out information to use against you somehow, or they could just be acting like they're for you, but we be wishing, you know, not good things for you when you're not around, type of thing. Some of y'all becoming more particular about the type of information or knowledge that you're sharing with others, or what you're telling others about what you're doing or how you're doing something, right? Some of y'all, your secret sauce, I'm gonna say like that, like some of your secret sauce, the way that you accomplish something or achieve something, or how you're gaining some sort of success of some sort, or what you're gonna do next, where you're gonna go next, all this stuff. Like there's certain information that you may have been being more secretive about for very good reasons. And some of y'all could have been, you know, feeling like you're not being as honest, but you're not lying about stuff. You're just keeping certain information to yourself. So you could have recognized that that was actually the correct way to deal with something, or the correct way to go about something. Or you're recognizing that you're not wrong. You're not lying about something for wanting to keep certain information to yourself, or, you know. Somebody could have been trying to convince you that something you were doing was not the correct way to deal with a situation or to go about something, but they were wrong, or they were intentionally, like I said, they could have been trying to, you know, they could have been trying to tell you that something was the right thing to do when it was actually the wrong thing to do, to try to sabotage you, all right? Or they could have been trying to tell you the wrong thing to do and say that it was the right thing. Yeah, vice versa. You get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. Okay? Yeah. But you definitely are confident in your choices and your beliefs. Okay? Some of y'all, this has to do with, again, like I said, gossiping. Gossiping. You could have recognized that somebody was telling you some sort of gossip, but it was not the truth, or it was a lie, but they were doing it in hopes that you would go tell somebody the wrong information so you would look bad, or so that you would get in trouble somehow, or something like that. Yes, you may have, again, like you're waking up happy, energized, and you have this newfound enthusiasm for something that you've been doing, whether it be something that you're learning, something that you're initiating into a situation, something that you have gained of some sort. And some of y'all, others see this in you, and they see it as very inspiring. They love it. They love your energy. They love something that you're doing. They love it. Something about a newfound sense of hope. Okay? So you could be building consistency with something. You're focused more, some of y'all focus more on being consistent and less about being perfect. All right? Building up consistency with something. Having accountability for yourself, or for what it is that you're doing. You know? You're not allowing your progress to affect your self-esteem in negative ways. Because for some of y'all, the goal is not to be extremely successful right away. Some of y'all, it's simply the success is the consistency, is the showing up for yourself, is the doing the correct thing, the right thing, is the being more particular about how you plan your days, or what you're doing, how you're doing it, you know, where you're spending your time, effort, and energy, being careful about who you're involving yourself with, what you're allowing into your life, etc., etc., you know? Yeah, it's about being disciplined. Some of y'all have become more disciplined. You've recognized really truly what you want in life. And some of y'all before, you could have been, well, you don't know if you could accomplish it or not. And what if you put all this effort and energy into it and it doesn't go the way you want it to? Like, you know that you have the ability to be very successful at what it is that you're wanting to do or to accomplish, and you can do it. And one of the major things that will help is staying disciplined. Showing up for yourself even on the days where you may not want to, or, keeping yourself in a good mood even on the days when, you didn't, it wasn't readily available. Let's say it like that. You're finding ways to create that good mood, finding ways to want to continue to do for yourself or to do something or to show up. You're seeing those success though. Also, so for some of y'all, the fact that you've been becoming successful at something or you're seeing the success at something is helping you to continue to move forward and stay disciplined and, continue to do what you're doing that's helping you or that's improving you or improving a situation. And this is also helping you to become more spiritually advanced. All of this has to do, spirituality ain't just about studying the spirit realm, it's also how one uses their spirit, how one manages their spirit. What is one using their spirit to do? When are they using it? Where are they using it? Etc., etc. Some of y'all, you've cut out, like, you're not really entertaining too much gossip like that. You're being real particular about what you're spending your time, effort, and energy on, or at least that's one of your major goals, is to get better at using your time and your energy. Yeah. You could be looking at the details of something or becoming more accurate, more correct. Again, you're doing something correct. Yep. Some of y'all have become better at using your weekends as well. Like maybe before you used to take the weekend off or you used to use your weekend to do certain things. You're becoming more better at how you use your weekend time, your weekend energy. Wow. So you're making somebody feel very passionate and very excited about something. Whatever that means to y'all, okay? Somebody could be seeing what you're doing and it's like really intriguing to them or really attractive to them. So an example, maybe the way that you're handling a situation or dealing with a situation, the way that you dealt with someone or something, some of y'all, it was gossip. It was somebody talking gossip about you, saying something crazy about you or some sort of distractions of some sort. Like the way that you're maneuvering through a situation or dealing with a situation, somebody really finds that to be attractive about you. Or the way that you're able to overcome difficulties, what almost seems as like really easy and almost effortlessly, right? Some of y'all, the fact that you don't complain about things that are like, a lot of people would complain about. You're just really, for some reason, the word wholesome keeps coming up. So like you're just a good energy. You're a really good energy. And somebody really loves how you're dealing with these situations or the things that you're going through. Or some of y'all, an example, if you've been put in a leadership role or position of some sort, somebody loves how you lead or they love how you have, what is the word? Y'all, can I get the word? What is the word? Adapted. There we go. Adapted. Like, I've been trying. What is this? They like how you're able to adapt to situations, and for some reason it's like watching an eagle, how eagles just maneuver and change direction so easily, how they just fly. Like, man, you be getting it. Y'all be getting it. Yeah. So again, many of y'all become a lot better at controlling your moods and not allowing your moods to control you, you know? Even if you have every right, because for some of y'all, you have every right and excuse, rhyme, and reason to just go buck wild for some of y'all, or act a diddly the dog fool on somebody or whatever, because either maybe you have some sort of information or knowledge about them, or maybe they did something to you or whatever, but you know what the outcome of that will be. And some of y'all are like, is that what you really want? Well, if it's not, that's probably not the way that you need to go, right? You're getting better at controlling your moods, even if you have every rhyme, reason, or excuse to be out of there, you know? Again, consistency is very valuable for you at this time. Or you could be recognizing and seeing, again, the fruits of your labor, the benefits of staying consistent, doing something repetitively, or staying on top of something, or you know, an example for some of y'all, maybe your goal was to read at nighttime every night. You know, maybe you want to just read for 10 minutes, just for 10 minutes, even if it's just 5 minutes. You know, maybe you have this goal that by the end of the year you want to have all these different books read, right? Don't try to focus so much on the overwhelmingness of the end goal, the largeness, the greatness, you know. And some of y'all, that's what you've been doing. You've learned how to self-start, so to say, but also like how to approach situations. You're focused on improvement, self-improvement, getting better, doing better. And something that you're doing is very respectable. Okay? Or respect, you're gaining respect. People are respecting you more for what you're doing, or maybe you're giving others respect more. You're showing others more of how much you respect them or appreciate them or value them or something like that. Yeah. So you have very valuable traditions of some sort, or that could be something that you're doing. You are creating new traditions or new ways to go about something. Yeah. But there's definitely nothing wrong with you trusting in your skills and your talents, especially when time has shown you that they're valuable, that they're worthy, that you can trust them, you know? Be confident in your unique gifts, because you have them. You have unique gifts and abilities. Or maybe that's what people love about you. Maybe they have unique gifts and abilities and they love that you value them, or you appreciate them, or you respect them, or you allow their unique gifts and abilities to shine. An example, if you're a leader, right? Maybe you're good at seeing what others are good at and putting them in positions to shine. Maybe that's what you're really good at or something, you know? Or that's why you were given this ability, or this some of y'all, it's the spiritual gifts or abilities. Okay? Some of y'all, it's actual like job leadership roles or something. Or some of y'all, it's romantic. Maybe that's why an individual chose you as their romantic partner, or as their you know, their lover or something like that. Maybe they admire all these different traits in you, and maybe their love is improving or increasing or something like that for you. For some of y'all, you know. And so that could be part of what that whole leadership role or position is. Like, somebody is putting you as more of a priority in their life, or they want you in a more role or position of some sort that shows you that they value you highly, right? An example, some of y'all individual, hey, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but some of y'all, people could be proposing to you, okay? They could be seeing that, you know, they love how you were as a girlfriend or a boyfriend to them, and now they want to take it to the next level with you. You know, that it's that type of thing, you know. So leadership role or position doesn't necessarily have to be like a manager type position or something. Like it could be that. Maybe some of y'all, you know, these could be friends of some sort. Like maybe you were associates, and now they're starting to see you more as a solid friend, or maybe you were friends and now they see you more as a best friend, or, you know, you get what I'm saying? Like it's like that. All right. Some of y'all some of y'all could be teaching or teachers, or maybe that's why you're researching, because you want to teach. Maybe you like to teach, or you're an instructor, or you could be taking lessons or going to class, or you're in the university or college or something like that. People also really value, like, some of you all, you make people feel seen and heard. All right. So like, if they want to tell you what they think about something, or how they view something, their perspectives, you're willing to hear them out, or you're willing to listen to them, or you don't make them seem crazy, stupid, or dumb for the things that they might believe, or the ways that they might see a situation, or how they think about something. And people really love that about you. You could be very some of y'all, you could be I wouldn't necessarily say forgiving, but you could be kind of sympathetic of the opinions of others. So an example, like, you may be able to see why an individual has an opinion about something or someone, even though you may not yourself have that same opinion or belief, you know. Maybe that could be why you're studying, you're researching. You want to learn a lot, you want to know more, and you don't keep yourself from learning information due to biases, even if you may not agree with what's being said, or, you know, whatever, something like that. Okay, yeah, I'm saying, man, you're living every day with passion and purpose. It's like, you may have went from not knowing exactly what you wanted to do in a situation, or where you wanted to go next, because maybe some of you all, maybe you accomplished some of your goals already, and now you want new goals. So you're trying to figure out where, okay, well, what next? What are you going to do next? You know? Yeah. Wow. So some of y'all, Yeah. People also really like that you don't make them feel small just so that you can feel large. An example, maybe you have a lot of knowledge or a lot of wisdom. Maybe you are very spiritually advanced. Maybe you are up there, so to say. Maybe you are a leader or whatever. You don't intentionally use these traits of yourself to try to make others feel like shit, or to try to make others feel fucked up or less than or down or whatever, right? Even though you can, you could. If you know somebody's wrong about something, you don't try to make them feel like, you know, it. And what I mean by wrong, I don't mean like evil, fucked up wrong. I mean like, maybe they had thought that something was the right way to go, or thought that they could trust somebody, but they realized that they couldn't. Like, you're not gonna sit there and shit on them and make them feel like they're just the worst individual in the world because they didn't get something right, or they didn't see what the, you know. So people really like that about you. They like how sympathetic you are. Okay. But at the same time, they know that you're not a pushover either. You're not a doormat. So they have respect for you, or you're not allowing people to disrespect you, to treat you any kind of way. Yeah, you're nice. Yeah, you're loving. Yeah, you're kind. But at the same time, you'll turn up on somebody if you have to, you know? And they recognize this, or they realize this, or maybe that's something that you started showing people because you recognize that people were trying to take your kindness as your weakness or something, you know? Yep, success that, man, I'm telling y'all, this success, it's making you very happy, and or it will. And whatever this is that you're becoming successful at, you could be earning some sort of respect because of it. Because of what you're doing or how you're doing it. Or maybe somebody's telling you how much they love you or appreciate you or value you or how good you are at something. And you could be thinking that they're just trying to, like, hype you up, so to say. But no, like, they mean it. Because maybe you don't think that what you're doing is so great or so awesome or so what, but it is. It really is. Yeah. Some of y'all could be getting better at like communicating your emotions to others, or your needs, your wants, your because for some of y'all, again, you could have been putting everybody else before yourself. And you could have recognized that you're not wrong for taking some time for yourself, or for, doing something that makes you happy, or that makes you feel good, or that makes you feel proud of yourself, confident in yourself. Yeah. So some of y'all have recognized you just gotta trust the flow, trust how things move, trust the divine, trust God, trust your journey, trust the path, trust what's happening, trust yourself. And this turned out to be very successful for you. Okay? You're very intelligent, you're very wise, you have a lot of knowledge, and you're doing the right thing with it. And you're being true to yourself throughout this process. Even if it might be more difficult or more harder. Or even if you might have others who, act some type of way about it, or, And I'm telling y'all, for many of y'all, all of this is one of the reasons why the divine is like, okay, I see you, or it sees you, and it's like, okay, you're ready. Here's this now. Let's see what you do with this, So you could be experiencing an increase in your gifts or your abilities, or maybe you're gaining more money financially, or more financial opportunities, or something like that, because you're doing the right thing with it. Some of y'all, you did something that was very brave that a lot of people are not able to do, or they shy away from. And it looks like that actually turned out in your favor. And you see it, and you're happy. It also has given you a level of, an example again, confidence in yourself. It's giving you more confidence in yourself than you had before, or more confidence in your intuition, or your gifts, or your abilities, or in God, the divine. God is showing up for you, showing out for you, showing you that it's been rewarding you. Yep. And also another thing that you're doing really well at is not attaching too much to stuff, even if it's not working for you, or even if it's no longer beneficial for you, or even if you've outgrown it, or whatever the case may be. You're getting a lot better at letting go of, or not using, or not dealing with things that just aren't showing you that it's worth it, you know, or that it's beneficial, or that it's going to help you succeed, or that it's good for you, you know. Yeah, that could be one of your that could be something that's really actually beneficial for you, is your ability to let something go and admit that something's not working before it's too late, or before it causes too much issue. You know, you get what I'm saying? Or that's what you could have got better at recently. You know, an example, if you have been applying a certain strategy of some sort, or doing something, you recognize it's not, you know, it's not doing what you want it to do. You don't just keep trying to make it do what you want. You know, you recognize, okay, maybe it's time to try something different, you know. But your intuition will also tell you when, hey, maybe you need to try a couple more times with this thing, you know. So again, you're getting much better at listening to your intuition. Okay. So yeah, you could be able, you could, again, you might not even have all the bells and whistles, all the greatest things, and you're making do with what you have. And for many of y'all, it's better than those that have all the fancy, all the, you know, sometimes simple is better. Sometimes, you know, doing more with less is the way to go, you know? Yeah. So yeah, so again, you could be being rewarded with some sort of information, some sort of knowledge, or some sort of wisdom that the divine is giving you, because it sees that you are ready for it, or that you are worthy of it. Or you could be given some sort of financial, you know, some more financial prosperity, all right, or some sort of leadership role or position, y'all. This is great, okay? This is great stuff. So with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next reading.